Alright guys, got an interesting one today. It's real simple. Cables are off. This has happened. It hasn't happened quite as frequently since we replaced the door, but it threw both cables off. It's pretty cool. We're at a Budweiser place. So I'm in the keg room right now, but I wanted to tell you guys about, some of the reasons too why I like these commercials, because I knew exactly what I was going to get into, right? It's residential. You don't know if there's going to be a car in the way. You don't know. I already knew the prediction. These guys have already known the routine that when the door fails, they've cleared out a space for us, which is really nice. And I'm telling you what, if you ever do commercial, you got to get a handy bag like that on wheels, because my van's parked a little ways away. It's super nice. But I'm going to go get a ladder. I'm going to get these cables back on, and I'll show you some stuff if I come across anything. But it's just so nice and relaxing. I knew I was going to be in the keg room, so I brought a sweater because it's cold in here, even though it's like 80 some degrees with like a lot of humidity today for some reason in Michigan. We went from super cold to super hot. It's just how it goes. So, all right, I'm going to get started on this, see what I can do to fix it, and we'll see in a minute. It's a man's paradise. This is kind of cool. They got a little blower system up here where this door opens to help keep the cold air in, but it's an old TS. Ooh, little damage. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is this is how I evaluate this. First of all, I noticed we got a T lift master on here. So what does that mean? Well, that means to me that it's got some horsepower. Instead of the 305 Chevy, we got the 350. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to check to see where it's on its limits. If it's on its down limit, it's probably holding spring tension. And let's take a look. You guys might not be able to see it, but this is why I stress the lines. Ooh, got that. But anyways, there's lines. I can just see them. There's lines on that spring. So that spring looks like it has full tension on there. And if it does, that's a good thing. That means I got to just back wind this a little bit to get the cables back on, and we're good to go. And I got a roller out. But right now, since we got that bigger opener, it's saving my butt. I see lines on the springs. It's wound still. It's got spring tension. So I'm hoping the opener's holding it. And it's got a spreader bar on it, I see. I'll show you when I get up there. So friends, I can't tell you how important it is to look out for the other person. So right now we got a good opener, a good solid heavy duty opener, and we got this spreader bar on here. This is just the right way to do it. It really is. I can tell right now, see this? So the backside of that's got a lot of tension. So I'm gonna open it up, I'm gonna see where my limits are, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's take a look in here. Uh-oh, somebody did a naughty. Okay, we're good. We're on the down limit. So that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. We're on the down limit. So that means my cables just need to be put back on and retention back up, and I should be good. I still don't know what caused the failure, but I might find out on the way. We got a roller out, but that could have been because they were messing with something. So we'll see. But there's a lot of stuff in here. See all that stuff? That stuff's perfect for skids and not get caught in the door. So that could still be the problem. All right, get the cables back on. I'll see you in a minute. So there's a couple things I'm eyeing up. This is 100% our fault. I'm noticing that center coupler doesn't have any split collars on it. So that's making me wonder if a key fell out and this door went crooked. That's my first indication. Second, this door is going to start getting heavily used. It's that cable. That's no good. So I'm going to just get that changed out since it's going to be prime time for them pretty soon. I'm going to do both of them. This door gets used a ton. What they should do is they alternate. Let's see what they do is they stack them up. They don't use that door, so that door never gets exercised, barely. And this one gets all the work. If you guys are a seasoned installer like me, you know right here this sucks. Especially having a bump plate for this hole right here. Absolutely sucks. Get in there. Get that bottom cable off. Oh, I think actually we installed. Look at we did install the photo eyes down here. I'm thinking the customer moved them up there. Probably makes sense. And by the way, if you're getting old like me, get yourself one of these pads. This works out really good. They're just a concrete. You can find them at your local Lowe's or wherever. Kneeling board. They work really good. A lot easier on your knees. You gotta keep those knees, especially when you gotta get on the ground like this. So we got a slight delay. Track bolts won't come loose. They keep spinning on me, so I'm cutting them off. Sawzall. See my dilemma? A little tight in here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna slice. I'm going to slice the bottom of this track so I can get this out. So taking a little longer, but we're getting there. And just like that, I cut that little piece out. That'll give me enough wiggle room to bring this out, and we should be able to start working on the cable. Well, I finally got it out. Getting the cable off. This thing's a train wreck. I'm really doing this almost looking out for the next guy, honestly. Getting these extra bolts back in here. New track bolts. A lot of work, but I got the time, might as well do it right. So this cable actually had quite a few bad spots in it. There's one. Got one there. Got a little bit there, it's not too bad. Got number 3. Or 4, I guess you can kind of consider it. I swear there was one more. No, it's getting a little crusty though. I'm surprised that's factory. It looks factory, but got pretty gnarly. Huh. Oh well. Make some new ones and we'll be on our way. I don't know if there's any different way to walk out your cable, but this is how I do it. I always pinch them together. I just, I don't have my other hand, but I pinch it and I just keep walking my way down until it gets to the end, and that's how I make my length of my new cable. All right, new cables are all made. I actually went the extra mile, put the little pieces of metal in there like you should, like a good doobie. These guys, if you don't have this kit, you gotta have this kit. They're expensive. I think they're probably $350, $400 nowadays, but they keep everything so organized, and what I like is you can identify that you're getting low on something. I used to deal with plastic trays, and they just don't work. This keeps everything, and I was happy because when I walked in here, I knew I had a cut cable, and this was in there too. So I actually, well, it's right there. I do have one, but it's just so nice to have the kit. All you know is this is your cable maker. Bring your cable, and away you go. Little pro tip is always wrap these around like this so they don't take up much room, because if you don't, they'll scratch. I've had them before. If you leave that pin, just do one, you loop one around, they'll scratch. So always get them to look like that. It keeps them really condensed and confined. Makes it a lot quieter for your door. You're not chasing noises. So it seems kind of silly, but I've been starting to carry this tool around a little bit more, and I really like it. It vibrates and cut stuff. And the reason I like it is for situations just like this. See how this is overlapped? This is overlapped my bracket. That's super difficult to cut with anything. Razor blade, anything. So I can take this thing right here, and I can get in there and I can chop that out of there with that. So might be something you want to start carrying on your trucks. Here's another cable. They don't look bad. It doesn't look like it has too many problems. A little kink there, but I could have lived with that. It was just this other one. That one. It's too bad shape. I'm onto a little bit of suspicion right now. And my suspicion is that drum is located where the clip, the cable clips into the drum. It was in a different spot than that one. So it's making me think that keyway, something's going on, because that was way different. And so it's just making me wonder if the keyway fell out. Well, I'll check it, but it's going to suck if it did, because if it would have had split collars on it, it would have saved the day for it. It would have got maybe another year or two out of it without a failure until it wobbled out the shaft. So all the things you got to consider. All right, so I found the give point. I don't know how this got overlooked. This is like one of those moments where everybody's busy, so it's screwing the next guy, which is me. But if you see here, I can see there's witness marks on here. And what it is there's no key. And it didn't just fall out. It's not that it fell out, it's just that there's no spot for it. So I don't know who or what, we must have either did it, I'm not sure, relied on these set screws, but when it gets all that torque from that opener over there, I checked my center coupler thinking that was the problem. I couldn't figure out where my variable was. That drum down there has got a key in it, or the shaft's got a slot for the key and it's got a key in it, no problem. So then I decided, I said, well, I'll come down here, take a look. Yeah, there's no key, so I really need to change out this whole shaft. It's not even like on this side, it's not on that side, but yet obviously there's a key down there, so it's one of those shafts that's not keyed all the way. That's why I always stress you want your shafts to always be fully keyed, because if you ever have to move it one way or another, it gets compromised. You still can use some of it, but there's just no key on that side or this side. There's just nothing. I don't know what's going on, so I don't know what to do yet. So I'm not sure if that shaft was left like that from us or what, but either way, I'm gonna run and go grab a shaft from the shop. I got, everybody's so busy, so I got Wafatron. She's gonna swing out and give me a hand with it, because I'm just a little bit, I could probably do it, but it's just so much easier with two people, especially getting out of that end bearing plate, sliding it. So I'll have her swing out and give me a hand with it, and we'll go from there, see what we can do to make it right, because we need to make it right. Over and out. All right, so I got a shaft, a little overkill, 13 feet. I only need about 7. But what's the real fantastic sauce is I don't have a key for some reason on my truck. My fault, 100%. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to chisel, and I'm actually going to cut this one off and use a portion of that. So I'm gonna make it work, but I got to get this shaft changed out. So I guess get some stuff set up, and we'll go from there. All right, so there's definitely not, there's nothing. There's no key or no slot. I mean, no groove in the shaft. And you can see right there where it spun out. So I loosened it up. I got it all off. We're gonna change this shaft out. I don't know what is up with this. I don't know why or how this even could have happened, but you can't do that on a jack shaft opener, because when that thing fires up, man, it's transferring all that power through, and it's jerking on this, and this can't withstand unless it has a key in it to make it stick. So I don't know what happened. I don't know if we just overlooked it. We're gonna come back. I don't know, but the new shaft's down there. We'll make it right. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but it works really good. Just notch these out if you ever need to, because right now I can just plop it out instead of having to try to bolt this stuff back up, hang on to it. It's a real pain in the butt. But obviously this is the new style. See how it just slides right out? You take your bolts out and it'll slide right out. This is what we used to do at the oil change lot where we worked. You know, we notch this thing out so we get it out. It's a lot easier, less fatigue. If you gotta take a break for a minute too, you can always dump it back on there if you got somebody helping you. Or you're by yourself. It's just a lot easier than trying to bolt it all the time. Nice little trick though. I'm just getting ready to cut this, but you don't want to ever get shaft without solid key. You always just have the keyway, the trench, the groove, whatever you want to call it, always down the whole thing. I've seen some guys order them. I know it's nicer because the spring doesn't, you know, when it clamps in there, but I'm telling you from experience, it's a lot nicer, because what happens if you ever have a bearing that wears through or something that gets hogged out. So like I'm actually gonna cut this thing probably about 6 or 8 inches longer. And the reason being is I'm going to do that because if that center coupler right there goes bad, right, it gets hogged out, we can always move it over, chop 4 inches off, we can move on. It's just a nice, but if you don't have the key the whole way, you might run out of area somewhere. It must have been what happened with this shaft. That's just how they used to do it back in the day. I don't know why, but I just always get key all the way because I can't make that key. Now, if you guys know a way to make that trench in there, they got a tool to do it in the field, hook a brother up, because I would love to know how to do that. It seems like they should make a machine that you can just, it just kind of at least goes in 4, 6, 8 inches. But right now I'm dead in the water unless I get the shaft on. All right, so the helper showed up. We got the spring down. Helper showed up. muscle that thing down. We're gonna put the new shaft on, but you can see there's definitely nothing. There's nothing on here. There's no key, nothing. It's over here. See how it just goes right there, fizzles out. You don't want that. So I want a full continuous one. All right, back to it. All right, just setting limits. It's working good. Limits were off just a little bit, a couple inches each way. Perfect. Nice soft landing, not overpowering the springs, which is gonna lose our cables. Thank goodness for a good opener. I can't tell you how important that is to have that disconnect. This is a huge thing, you know. Simple things make your life a lot easier. Now, if it would have had a solid keyed shaft, life would have been a little better. But it's resolved now. Everything's got keys. I'm actually gonna go through, I just remembered, I'm gonna put split collars on everything just to make sure nothing backs out. Otherwise, my helper's gonna clean up and we are gonna get out of here in a minute. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Become a subscriber. Maybe you learned something. I hope you learned something. If not, take care. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.